man. It's been a while. I know y'all know who I am. Jamaar Hawkins, the founder of I-64 Sports. We got something new today. We're gonna kick off a new podcast. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
And Antoine Corbin, 757 Championships, also the executive director of Preps Inc., local nonprofit, all about football.
All about football, and this is our brand new podcast, 757 Field Goals. Let's give it up. Give it up, man. Yeah. Come on, man. Gotta give it up for ourselves. All right, so 757 Field Goals, like I said, is with myself, Jamaar Hawkins, and my man Antoine Corbin. He ain't just the preps guy. Tell him a little bit about your football background too.
Really started off coaching youth ball in the city of Norfolk. Oakmont Corruptors, been around since the 70s. Now they're in the middle of transition, going to American Youth Football League in the Hampton Roads area. So,
nice.
You'll hear it as 757 Corruptors, unless you're talking about the flag guys, little kids pulling flags, are still kind of Oakmont Corruptors in the city.
But big boy ball, we 757 Corruptors.
Yeah,
gotcha.
So that's where that's at. Coach Zay Middle School, still help out consulting there. 1 year at Norview, coaching varsity and JV, 4 years at Salem, and including the offense for a couple of years.
Gotcha. So now, talking high school football, talking a little bit of high school football with 757 Field Goals. Like you see Coach Corbin, you see his shirt though. You see got rings.
Got rings, yeah. That's the little thing. I got some more surprises coming throughout the year.
Gotcha.
I'm surprised Jamaar on that one though.
Nice.
I got a couple things coming.
Nice. So you guys won what? City championships, was that 2000?
Yeah. So in the city, the years that I coached from 99 pretty much through 2010, it was a good run in the 2000s. A couple, 5 championships during that time period, and they won some more since I've been gone. So
right.
The president thought it was a good transition move. Recreation's kind of going down a little bit, because of the middle school coming up and stuff like that, kind of taken away from the kids being able to play youth ball. So they felt it was time to transition to the travel league, stuff like that.
Gotcha. So it's been, I know, a big transition. Anytime you're going from, one level to, a higher level, it's going to be a tough transition.
Yep. Yeah, it is. So we're trying to work through the kinks and hopefully get it going. Got the big text this morning. Schedule's already out.
Okay, nice.
So next Saturday it'll be, ready to go full blast.
Gotcha. How many kids you got in the program right now? Rough estimate.
For AYF is about 65.
Okay.
Yep.
Who's some of the coaches you guys got? Shout some of them out.
You got Coach Ed, you got Coach Rob, you got Travis Branch, Donnie Branch, Leonard Williams, you got Nick, Delante, Daryl, Coach Dave, Coach Anton Ashby.
Okay.
So it's some guys that's been around the area for a long time, and a lot of those guys have coached rec ball. Even kind of Tidystown type staff came over and kind of combined and helped with the 757 transition.
So collectively, how many years of coaching are we talking about within that group?
Oh, within that group?
Yeah.
Oh man, let me say, man, it's got to be at least. I'm saying at least 225.
Right.
Yeah, because a lot of those guys put in a lot of time at the recreation level.
Okay.
And then, of course, in middle school, a lot of those guys, have had middle school jobs or coaching middle school. So,
and like you said, the time was just right, man. You see rec ball just dying down. Not even just football, a lot of sports, basketball, a lot of kids are, going over to the travel leagues, the AYF league. So I think the time was right for not only you guys, but I think the Norfolk Titans. I think they're another program to transition to AYF. So hopefully, things work out for you guys. Definitely wish you the best.
Oh, appreciate it. We're gonna see, like I said, Saturday be right there kicked off.
Nice. Where at?
They're all over. I think our two teams are really at Western Branch this week. I think they're playing the Jaguars. Like the younger kids are playing the Western Branch Jaguars.
Okay.
So it'll be at Western Branch.
Gotcha. You nervous, excited?
Me, I'm excited, ready to see what it looks like on that level. I mean, I refereed at that level, but I never, been a part of an organization that's actually playing on that level.
So as a coach that's used to coaching on the high school level, middle school level, all different kinds of level, what is your biggest philosophy?
I think I learned from the high school side. It's the fundamentals.
Okay.
Like getting the kids fundamentals down early, and then working on your scheme. You know, the X's and O's parts that a lot of people think they understand, but getting that implemented early and getting those reps in there.
You think that's the biggest misconception, when you talk about coaching, because we kind of had this conversation earlier. We talked about, the effectiveness of coaching and how some people think you're not really coaching on a younger level. But,
yeah. I think, what we was talking about earlier, I seen a couple posts, Facebook, parents talking about, the middle school coaches don't coach, they put the best players on the field and just let them go. And that's going to happen. That happens at every level. Sometimes you just have those, we like to call them the dogs. You just put them out there and let them do what they do.
Right.
But there are coaches out there coaching the fundamentals. You have to teach the fundamentals. And then, the next level coaches, they're going to understand. They're going to see that the kid didn't learn fundamentals. They understand that kids didn't get the football terminology. So now they got to kind of teach it and reteach it, so I like to tell the kids, let's talk football. We on the football field, we talking football.
Right.
Don't tell me I'm supposed to go to that hole. I'm supposed to go over there.
Yeah.
Tell me in football terminology what it is, so they can start to repeat that and be better at the next level.
At what level or what age do you think kids should begin to kind of, understand what high school coaches expect?
For me, I would say right now, because we got the middle school kids, I would say probably about the 7th grade.
Okay.
So about the 7th grade, they really should be picking up on that type of stuff and be ready to transition. 6th graders, they kind of young unless they've been around football for a while, but that's 7th and 8th grade, because you still got the JV thing out there and stuff like that. So I would say about 7th grade, you really need to start transitioning to that football terminology,
right?
Picking up, making sure that you got your footwork down, making sure you know how to your stance is down and your hands and all of that stuff.
Right, gotcha. So you currently this year you're not coaching high school, correct?
No.
Okay, gotcha.
No.
So what is it like being from this side of the mic this year?
Like I said, when we talk earlier in what I consider my off season, it's one of those things that I enjoyed the high school run, but I saw a lot of stuff that I would like to talk about that I just didn't feel like if I talked about it publicly, it may harm a kid, it may harm
your team,
and look bad on the schools and the schools that gave me a chance to coach. I never want that to happen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I have a little bit more respect for this game and for those coaches and stuff.
Right. So now I can talk. Now I can talk.
Right.
Now I can talk.
Yeah. So the only thing you could do is go out there and talk. You want to talk some trash, it's going to be about 757 corruptors or something. But,
gotcha.
So other than that, it is what it is.
Yeah. That. So what's some of the changes, that you've seen this offseason?
Oh, man. This offseason, the big thing is, they got a couple rule changes.
Okay.
And we're going to have a segment on at least one of those this upcoming podcast season.
Nice.
The coaches have changed.
Okay.
That some people have left, some people have come back.
Okay.
In the area.
Right.
To coach public schools. So that's really the biggest thing I think. I think the referees are going to have to adjust to some of those rule changes. And it's going to change the dynamic of a couple games. I really do believe it's going to affect a couple of games that we see this year.
Have you been able to check out any of the preseason action?
Nope, but my phone has been blowing up about who did what to who and what the score was. So I think I'm really excited to see some of these squads that people been hitting me up about.
I got a chance to go to one game. I saw Granby Petersburg play. Petersburg looked decent. They look pretty good. People say they expect them to continue in Group 3. We'll see. Granby, they didn't look too good at all.
Okay.
I think it's more of a from what I just from my personal standpoint, it looked like more of a numbers thing. It wasn't a lot of kids out there. It just looked like Coach Archie is one of those coaches that's moved over to a new program. Like he's gonna have his work cut out.
Right. And it may take a while, but I believe that in transition in the Eastern District, it's always tough. But he's an Eastern District guy coming from Norcom.
Right.
And I think that's one of those things that we'll see as as it plays out.
Right.
And that's. Now that you brought that up, that's one of the things I'm interested in seeing is this Eastern District. There's a couple of dynamics going on over there.
Right.
When we talk about, maybe non-traditional rivalries, where you got Coach Robert Jackson, who I coached under, having to go against Archie, having to go against
that's tough.
Dontrell Leonard over at Churchland. You know, those guys have some history there.
Right.
So I'm ready to see that. You know,
those
Coach
guys
Cotton,
pretty much under the same coach.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you get to see those guys go head to head. Where we may have not seen that in the past.
Right.
You know, and then Coach Cotton coming back to Norview. So you got that and the Morey thing, you know, because DeRee was under him and played for him. So I think the Eastern District, you know, going to be a little fun to watch this year with those dynamics with the coaches, not only the players. Right.
I mean, there's a lot of movement. There's been a lot of movement in the Eastern District this year. One thing about it, though, you still got, you know, that dog at the top. You know, you got Lake Teller at the top, man. So that's going to be interesting, like you said, with developing rivalries. We got Morey who's trying to, you know, climb up that ladder. Can they get over that Lake Teller hump this year?
Right.
You know,
we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, because it's like, well, it's decade plus running for Coach Sawyer over there at Lake Teller. So, you know, they got a great back over there. You know, Malik Newton, great back. Junior, one of the top backs in the area. So not to jump too far ahead, but it just that's a good dynamic. Like I said, the Eastern District. Norview lost talented back themselves in Katron Allen. You know, it's at IMG now. So, but there's a lot of talent, man. There's a lot of talent. A lot of talent in the area. Which coaching move were you most interested in to see?
Oh, I'm interested in seeing it's the Southeastern District. I'm gonna just be upfront about that. Okay. You know, the Oscar Smith move with Coach Scott. And then his defensive coordinator leaving, going to Lakeland. So I'm interested in seeing that Southeastern District.
I like that move for Lakeland. I like that. I like Coach.
Yeah, I agree. And like I said, I like to, you know, I want to see that dynamic. Then you have, you know, Indian River transitioning. Even though it's kind of the same coaching tree, but you know, once you're a head coach, things change. It doesn't matter who you coached under. Once you're in charge, you know, now it's your team, you know, following behind your lead. So I think the Southeastern District is what I'm really keen on seeing when it comes to the coaching moves.
Do you think with the South? Let's stay on Southeastern District. Who do you think we got at the top? Because I know last year, you know, we had River that came and kind of ousted. Smith.
So the early buzz that I'm getting is still Smith. Okay, it's Smith. And then a close. It looks like it's going to be close between Nasm River and Indian River. Okay, also right. You know, not to slight anybody, but that's just like I said. I haven't seen anybody. Right. But you know, just hearing what's going on.
It's always interesting this time of the year because you don't really, you know, preseason. Of course, you can take what you can from it, but how much can you really take from the preseason? So, I mean, this time of the year, you don't really know who's going to be the top dog. You kind of want to guess. You know, still got transfers that you may not know about. That's the big thing. This is not like a decade ago where, you know, you knew kids were coming back. If they were a sophomore, they were coming back to the same school as a junior. Right. You know, it's not like that anymore. Right. So it's kind of like.
And that's what I think, you know, causes me to think about that district as a whole. Like you said, you know, it's already, you know, been reported on, you know, people coming, you know, being able to fulfill roles at different teams. You know, they left. So there's a hole at that team, but now that new team gained, you know, a player. And I think you're going to see some guys that used to be teammates having to go heads up now. Right. In that district. So.
Right. It's going over to your former district, the Beach District. What do you think about? About what's going on over there?
You put me on the spot on the beach, huh?
Hey, you're the coach no more.
So I think the rivalry will continue with Lansdowne, Ocean Lakes, and Salem running all neck and neck.
See anybody being able to maybe a surprise team coming up?
Surprise right now, I would have to say, even though with Tavion Robinson leaving, I heard Cox still look pretty good. For real? And I always tell people it's hard to prepare for a Cox team in 4 days. You gotta really be on your P's and Q's. Yeah. And I've been a part of some staffs that really crack down when it's time to play Cox because they understand what it takes to get it done on that week of preparation to prepare against them. So I think if it's a surprise, to me it would be Cox.
What about your old school Salem?
Yeah, I think like I said, they'll be right up there at the top. Consistency, Coach Sean Wilson over there. So it's just gonna be consistent. You know what you're gonna get out of that team. They got a lot of returners, especially at the skill level. So I think a lot of people got their eyes over there. But it's gonna be more consistent like it has been.
Preseason favorite. You got a preseason favorite in the beach?
For what? For the beach?
In the beach.
Of course.
Just Salem. The beach. Salem.
Of course.
Salem.
See? Yeah, of course. You ask, I'm gonna tell you.
Why Salem? Why Salem?
Because I think the skill and the consistency will override.
Okay.
You know, where everything else got going on. I think those guys were young. You know, I coached over there for the 2 years previous, and we had a lot of guys that have started every year. You know, from their sophomore season. Now they seniors.
Yeah,
that's experience. You can't replace experience.
I think we talk about experience. I think Salem's probably the most experienced team, but because it was a lot of depletion in the Beach District.
Right.
You talk about Tavion Robinson from Cox leaving. You have Tank Land from Ocean Lakes leaving. You have a lot of guys. Lansdowne lost a lot of guys, but you know. The Beach is always competitive. There's always 3 or 4 teams just like right there at the end of the season. Right. We haven't mentioned Bayside, which, you know, they could throw out something because they're usually right there. I 8-3.
You know, we had this conversation before about up front. I think, you know, teams like Bayside, they got some, I know for sure they got some linemen over there and they got some skilled guys. So, you know, they could, you know, definitely, you know, pop in there. And they normally get some wins out there that you don't expect. You know, they you know, in the Beach they consistent, and one of the biggest things that, you know, we really didn't talk about is the fact that the VHSL reclassified. So PowerPoints is going to be an issue this year,
right?
Where in the Beach, I know the years that I coach, Salem kind of got some PowerPoints even with losses because the Beach was pretty much D6 heavy.
Okay.
Now it's flipped. Now it's D5 heavy. So every win now is that much more important because that loss, you're not getting those, you know, D6 PowerPoints anymore.
Right. And you also like like Hampton's dropped down to D4. You got Lafayette's in D3 now. Who's Lafayette's? Well, when you talk about state contender, I think Lafayette, they might can do something in D3 because they've already been doing things D4. I think we lost Lake Taylor last year. But yeah, we'll see. We'll definitely see. Another story, like I said, we talked about Chris Scott going to Oscar Smith. I think that's a big storyline. I think, you know, he's been successful where he's went at. You know, he's definitely, you know, he's caused a stir. Regardless, like I said, regardless of what you think of him, you know, he's done his thing wherever he's been. It's going to be interesting to see if he can, you know, keep up the tradition at Oscar Smith.
Yeah.
Because this is pressure.
Right. And I think the you know, we've seen it from Rich Morgan, Bill D, Johnson over there, now him. The kids are there to play. You know, numbers won't be a problem at Smith. Which kind of leads me into one of the next topics, which is like games to watch this season. September the 6th.
Right, that's a big one.
Highland Springs coming into town, right?
Right.
Against Smith. So I think, you know, in this area, this is a huge game. Not only for Chris Scott, but this area, because Highland Springs is basically, you know, 4-time defending state champion, and they're, you know, basically, you know, it's you know, I hate to say it, but it is what it is. It's straight disrespect on some of the stuff that goes on up there when they actually get a win against a team from the Hampton Roads area.
But I mean, if we're gonna keep it 100, I mean, Highland Springs might be the best program in the state right now. I mean, consistently, they might be the best program.
I agree. You know, to beat the man, you got to beat the man, you got to beat the man, right? But I think this is going to be big. And again, the Maury Lake Taylor game, I think is going to be a big game this year. Nasman River and Oscar Smith, I think, will be a game to watch this year.
One I had that's probably maybe not as big anymore, but Hampton and Phoebus. I think that's one you always gotta be on that side of the water. Because the Peninsula folks like, oh, y'all don't talk about us. Like, I mean, just being real, you know. Peninsula hasn't been as strong lately, but I think that's the one you always got to throw out. Like you said, Maury and Lake Taylor. That's a developing rivalry. I'm kind of on the fence about that one though. I think Maury has a lot of talent, but like you said, to beat the man, you got to beat the man. Nobody beat Lake Taylor pretty much consistently 10 years running.
But when you talk about, you know, what am I going to pay my $6 or $7 to go watch? You know, you're like, Maury Lake Taylor.
I'll be in there.
Yeah, I'm there. Yeah. I don't care what the outcome is, but up front when the scoreboard light up, I'll pay my money to go watch that.
Who else you got?
First game of the season is Lansdowne and Salem. Lansdowne and Salem, right? So. You know, it's some games to watch out there that'll set the tone. You know, even though it's early in the season, we always like to think that maybe it's first game jitters and stuff like that. But these things can set you back.
Yeah.
You talk about Oscar Smith Highland Springs. That's a D6 game, D6 team versus D5.
First game of the season.
Right. So that game can set you back when you talk about PowerPoints. You talk about playoff position at the end of the year. So.
And maybe just confidence. I mean, because if you suffer a bad loss, like I remember a couple of years ago, my brother was playing with Lake Teller, and, they got destroyed. Oscar Smith, first game of the season. They was kind of, they kind of set them back,
right.
For a little bit. So that could hurt as well. Going back to Oscar Smith, I don't think we mentioned this. They play Indian River. So later on, September 28th, they play. So that's a good game. River, of course, defeated them last year. That should be another good one. They play at Indian River this year, so that should be another good one.
Yeah.
So
talk about those revenge type games.
Yeah, right. The revenge game.
I've been a part of a couple of those. So it's those revenge type games.
Right.
Like, you beat me last year.
Right. Lake Teller Freedom last year. I remember that. Like when you talk about disrespect.
Yeah, the little Twitter post sleeping in the locker room.
Right, yeah. That's another thing that's different, man. Now you talk about social media, right? It's like now news is breaking on social media, like Facebook. I remember, back in the day, it was like whatever was in the Virginia Pilot. We had to wait till the next morning. It's like now it's like you wake up, you get on Facebook, like, oh, this person transferred, this coach has moved, this, that, and the third.
It's instant.
It's right. Yeah,
and that's what the generation wants. Generation wants that. Like, right now. I don't want to wait. I want to see my stats now, coach. Tell me at halftime how many rushing yards I got.
That's crazy. So how do you, as a coach, when you were coaching in high school, like what did y'all say to the players about that social media?
So I could tell you pretty much both of the head coaches that I coached under, and we didn't have too much of a problem when I was at Northview. That was back in 2012. But at Salem under Coach Jack and Sean, it was stay off that social media. Don't
was
give them
period, or was it like doing game days, or like?
No, it was don't do it. Like don't give the other team that extra fire, that bulletin board material, like we try to call it. Just don't do it. Let them talk all they want to talk. You don't respond. You don't post anything that might be to get them fuel to their fire, or get yourself in trouble, because kids are, they don't understand that people can still see their Twitter pages. They're not hidden. It's on the net. They can see it. Get the school in trouble, right? Because the coaches had already told you stay off and you still did it anyway. Or get yourself on the bench, or kicked off the team.
Okay.
So that's the way both of those coaches I know handled it while I was there. Just don't do it,
Did you see the problem was more when you had teams? Well, you guys were pretty much successful all the time in Salem, but was it more when you guys were like 9-0 teams, or was it like the teams that struggle and they want to just say something?
No, it's the dynamic we live in, right? So this generation is the me generation, and I want it right now. So if it's hot, I'm going up there to post. Now I ain't saying that there's never been any posting, because of course the kids get in the locker room, they want to have some fun, right. But I think the dynamic is don't give the other team something that they can use.
No bulletin board material.
Right. If you in the locker room having fun and y'all yelling, hooping, and hollering because you had a big win, that's what it is.
Right.
All right. But calling out a player, calling out the quarterback, all that stuff. Nah. Right. No, I don't play that. And I think it's one of those dynamics where it's the kids. It's not even whether you winning or you actually losing. Yeah. It's kids have a natural I don't want to say beef. It's competition. Like I'm better than you. Yeah. I'm coming after you. Yeah. This week we got y'all on Friday night. I'm coming after you. You know what I'm saying? Let's lock up.
When you're talking about Highland Springs, you talk about bulletin board material. When you talk about what they did after they beat the 7th, I think it's like I remember I saw the shirt or whatever.
T-shirt with the tombstones, man. That's just disrespectful.
But I had Keandre Lambert on the podcast. I had him earlier on the I-64 Sports podcast, and he was like, I think he said it was in a weight room now. So it's like that's bulletin board. That's what you don't want to. Now maybe you do because I'm a 4-time Defenders Day. I don't care. Right. Maybe I just don't care. But okay, now you got these guys. They training all off season. They're looking at that. Right. They're before they're looking at that. So do you really want to keep poking the bear? Do you want to keep poking the bear?
Nah, it's just like I said. That after I saw the T-shirt, I was like, oh man, this can't just keep happening. Yeah. But again, the areas had, trouble, especially at D5. You just point blank at D5, the area has had trouble getting over that hump, whether it was Bird or now Springs. Right. So,
do you think we'll get any state championships out of the teams in this area this year?
Oh, right now, without actually putting my eyes on the team, I would have to say no.
All right. Why do you think?
Because again, this is all media type related, but when I see returners and I see other teams up north who've been successful, they're gonna stay successful.
Right.
There's really no change in dynamics up north except the reclassification. Like Manchester last year, now they're in D5.
Right. Okay.
So
Manchester ran through
right,
D6
but they had a
year.
bunch of seniors. They had a bunch of seniors.
Right.
So that's why I'm saying I think the teams that are successful up north, they're gonna stay successful.
Right.
Just because their landscape doesn't change that much.
Right.
Our landscape is fluid. It's always changing.
Right.
Whether it's the coaches, the kids, theirs is just steady.
Right.
So right now, I would say no. Not until I actually see some teams play.
Right. But who do you see as any type of I'm not gonna say favorites, but some of the contenders, each classification. So let's just start with D6. Who you think?
I would still have you D6. You still got to be talking about the Ocean Lakes and Oscar Smith. They still going to be there. Again, I think game 1, Lansdowne and Salem, you'll see what type of level Lansdowne is at. D5 is going to be the toughest. I think since we did the reclassification ever, I think this is going to be the toughest season coming out because. You still got Salem, you got Nasman River, you got Indian River. You still moving over, more.
A lot of teams is right there.
Yeah, more. The stuff that you saw last year is just going to intensify because, like I said, PowerPoints are going to be different. It could change a home game in an instant because you took a loss or you got a big win in a D5. Or like in the Beach, who still got some D6 teams. You upset one of them D6 teams early. That could be your home game. That's it. That's your playoff home game right there. And again, we all know sometimes that home field advantage work out.
It makes a big difference. Yeah.
Lake Teller's still going to be there. Phoebus still going to be there. So I think,
like I said, Lafayette.
Yeah, I think those.
Right there.
I think those contenders. The consistency. I think you're still going to get the consistency.
Right. What do you think? Oh, I'm sorry. We talked about coach changes. One change we didn't talk about, and we skipped all past this. Kermit over at Kings Fort. What do you think about that move?
I think for that guy to come from where he's come from to come back to the high school level, I think you're gonna see a change over there. Not like they were a bad program, but I think you're gonna see that influence. Yeah. When some of those coaches come from college and come back to high school, they bring that with them. And I saw that firsthand because Coach Jackson was a college coach. Yeah. Coming back to high school, and you see some of that stuff. That they bring from that level down.
As a media guy, I saw the way. First thing I noticed was the way he worked social media. That's the first thing I noticed. With the message and the image that he projected on social media, I'm like, that's ODU. That's ODU right there. That's what he wants people to know about. This is him setting his expectation. This is going to be me. This is going to be my program. You're going to be a part of it, or you're not. I love it. I love coaches like that. So I'm and Kings Fort, like they've always been. It's not like they've been a bad program. They've been right there.
And that's what I'm saying. So I think you're gonna see that persona it take over, and it's gonna be good for those kids.
Right.
Especially with kids that have college aspirations. When you got a guy that's already coached at the college level, sitting there as your head coach, maybe telling you something that. Maybe another kid will never know because they don't have their coaches and hasn't been a college coach.
Right. Who are some of the players you're looking forward to watching this year?
Oh man, you mentioned one because I heard he's not going to be scorching people at the wide receiver spot. Keandre Lambert. Yeah, I heard he's supposed to be playing a little quarterback. Right. He did a little of that last year, so it'll be interesting to see what Coach DeRee got for him for everybody in stock. In store over there.
Okay.
Kalon Black, of course.
Salem.
At Salem. I think the other one that I'm really interested in seeing is Nasman River with the offense they run.
Okay.
Know they got a running back who was pretty dynamic at formerly at Deep Creek.
Okay.
So those type of guys I'm really interested.
Like you said, when we talk about people losing but filling it whole somewhere else, that's one of the situations we talk about. Right. You kind of hit my list too. Some of the guys I do want to throw in, Lamarion James for Indian River, dynamic player. Of course, they got Antoine Powell from Norcom, so that's going to be that's a great addition. That's going to be a pretty good addition. CJ Beasley from Moore, I liked him last year. I'm an Eastern District guy, pretty because I lived in Norfolk, so I'm gonna just stick with the Eastern District right now. Ronnie Hammond from Booker T. I think the Eastern District. I think you can go through pretty much every school in the Eastern District has a dynamic running back. Even Norcom has Dunlap over there.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So that's what I'm interested to see. Can Malik repeat, area player of the year? I think he's going to get a lot of totes over at Lake Teller. He had a chance to be a 4-year starter. It's never been done at Lake Teller.
It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to bring that guy down.
I saw him last week, man. If you watching this show, Malik, he gotta be about 215, 220 right now.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty
all chest.
Yeah,
I saw him last
pretty
week.
hard to bring him down. Yeah.
Is there anybody else? Dark horse guys that might come out of nowhere and player of the year, something like that.
Player of the year?
Yeah, it could be. You never know, man. You never know.
I don't know, man. Like I said, without seeing it this year, I know one of the other guys that. Because of the offense that I know is going to get run is Copeland at Oscar
Smith.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So
who is going to be that offensive threat? Oscar Smith. That's the thing.
So and I happened to see some clips from the scrimmage last Wednesday or Thursday they played. And, and he wasn't just catching the ball and going out of bounds. He was running people over, trying to run somebody over. So that's I'm interested in seeing.
Man, I was talking to my dad a couple of days ago about that Lake Teller Oscar Smith game. I was like, man, Melvin Vaughn. I was like, I never forget Melvin Vaughn. I said, that's when I knew that boy was next level, man. He took off. So you ready to get into our week 1 games?
Yeah, man.
You ready to get into it?
Yeah, let's see. We're gonna go back. We're gonna go back and forth now. So
okay. Something we're gonna do this year, guys. We're gonna do a weekly head-to-head pick 'em contest. I don't know. Maybe we'll work for something. We'll pick something out.
Yeah.
But me and Antoine, we're gonna go head-to-head. We're gonna pick them. Now, Antoine don't know. When I was with the Pilot, I was a 2-time champ.
Oh.
So I was a 2-time champ with the Pilot, fresh out the gate.
That's fine. We got 2019. We're gonna see how well your skills transition.
All right, so what we start with?
All right, so we got Kellerman FC. Who you got?
All right, me personally. So like I said, I haven't seen any of these teams, so I'm just gonna go off the past. So I picked Kellum. Kellum won. They won last year.
Right. Yeah.
So I picked them to win again this year. Now they made the playoffs last year. So a little bit of notes. They made the playoffs last year. Don't quite. They snuck in there. There was like 4-6.
Yeah, I mean, it's the beach. It's the beach. That's what happens. So.
Like the 4-6. So that's my pick, Kellum. Who you got?
All right. So I got Kellum on that one, and the next one I got Salem. Who you got?
Okay. All right. Now this is kind of tricky, man. It's kind of tricky. Cause see, last year Salem won last year. You know that Salem won last year, but last time I've been spanking them. 3 or 4 years before that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Salem.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Salem. My dad, man, that's like my guy. That's that he's out there at a lot of the games.
Right.
So he told me Salem, even though they Oscar Smith kind of got with him, he said they didn't look too bad. So I'm gonna go with Salem too.
Okay. All right. So now it's your pick for Ocean Lakes versus Cox.
I got Ocean Lakes.
You got Lakes.
I got Lakes. I like Ocean Lakes. I like the coaching over there. They always got a pretty good team. So I'm gonna go with Ocean Lakes.
All right, I got Lakes on that one too.
Okay,
I don't think Cox is a rebounder from Tavion to first game to compete. But I think that'll be a good game. So here's an interesting one we got coming up. You got Tallwood versus Green Run. Now,
when I was about to pick this game, I had no notes whatsoever. I was like, what do I know about Tallwood? What do I know about Green Run? I know Green Run got a heck of a wide receiver. That's what I do know.
Right.
So I'm gonna go with Green Run.
Okay.
Go ahead, go with Green Run.
All right. So this gonna be our first split. I'm going with Tallwood on this one. I'm going with Tallwood on this one.
I don't know anything about Tallwood, so there's no disrespect. I don't know anything about Tallwood at this point in the season. So I'm gonna go ahead with Green Run.
All right.
Go with Green Run.
And like I said, we're coming up on some interesting games. We got Kentsville and PA.
PA.
You got PA?
You know why?
Why?
PA won 2 games last year. You know what they beat? Kentsville, one of them.
All right, we're gonna have another split on this one. I'm going with Kentsville for their first win.
You got the first win?
Yep.
I ain't mad at that.
Right out the gate.
I ain't mad at that.
All right. So we got I think this is a part of the kickoff classic.
Right.
Maury and Bethel.
All right. No, this ain't tough at all. I'm going more.
I'm going more. I'm going more.
I'm going more, man. I think more respect about on this one. I don't think it's going to be close.
When one of the teams I talked about earlier is playing Norview. My alumni, you know, that's where I'm from. That's where I graduated from.
I'm from the sticks.
But
I'm not Norview. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but
I'm from the sticks.
Nah, I'm going with Nasm River on
you
this.
Going with Nasm?
I'm going Nasm.
I'm going that
okay.
Nasm too.
Okay.
I think Nasm would get him. I maybe would have been different if K-Tron would have stayed at Norview.
Yeah.
I might would have swayed a little bit, but I think Nasm River would get.
Okay. All right. Cross the water now. It's time for the peninsula.
Okay.
Gloucester and Woodside.
I didn't even know Gloucester had a football team.
We played them in the playoffs. We played them in the playoffs. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, we played them in the playoffs, man.
What was their record?
2-9. Nah, man. Nah.
PA made the playoffs at 1-8.
Oh, here we go. Hey, man, they made the playoffs. They had. Hey, man. If you would have came to the playoff game, you'd be like, huh?
They almost got you.
Man, they had a running back, man. I can't even tell you what Coach Wilson was talking about at halftime.
Man, my bad, Gloucester, but I'm gonna go with Woodside?
Woodside.
Go Woodside.
Yeah,
I'm
going Woodside.
I think they still run that triple option with the V over there.
I don't know, but I heard they scrimmage Lake Teller this offseason. So
I heard they didn't look too bad.
So, yeah. So all right, sticking with the peninsula, we got Kickintan and Hampton.
Oh man, I feel like these again. I'm gonna lose. I'm gonna go Hampton. I'm gonna tradition.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna double up.
All right.
And we got Deep Creek and Great Bridge. I'm gonna pick first. I got Deep Creek on this one.
Yeah, think hard about that.
Yeah, I did.
What do they got with Great Bridge?
I did. I'm saying Great Bridge was, went through their little thing. They kind of transitioned. They still coming up.
Right.
Deep Creek.
Okay.
I know they got some dynamic players, but they also lost a dynamic player.
Yeah.
But I still think at this early in the season, I think Deep Creek will be ready.
Yeah, I think Deep Creek will get them too.
All right. Let's go one of your favorite games, Lake Teller and Phoebus.
Lake Teller.
All right. You know what? It's early in the season. I'm going to be out on a limb on this one. I'm going Phoebus.
And it's not that Phoebus can't beat them because they almost got them last year. I think they won. Lake Teller won by 4 last year. But I'm in Norfolk, man. I can't come out of Norfolk pick the Peninsula team against Norfolk.
I understand, but we got that dynamic.
And I'm a Lake Teller alum.
I know. That's why I say one of your favorite games.
Yeah, but that's gonna be a great game.
Right.
I think both of those teams probably contend for state in there.
And I think that's a part of the double hitter with the Moore Bethel.
And Bethel game.
Yeah.
Yep. So
Wilson and Lakeland.
I'm gonna go with Lakeland. I'm gonna get Coach get his first win in his debut. I think he'll have them really playing because they have a bye that second week. They have a bye and then they play Oscar Smith. So I think he'll want to go into that game 1-0.
Okay.
Right. And Lakeland has been they've been pretty decent last few years. So I'm gonna go with Lakeland.
So I'm rocking with Lakeland.
Yeah.
Denby and Warwick.
Oh my Jesus. Denby and Warwick. Flip a coin.
Denby and Warwick.
I'm gonna go. I think Scorpion's still over at Warwick. I don't know. I'm gonna go Warwick because my guy Scorp was over there. The Brown brothers, they was over there. So I'm gonna go ahead and go with Warwick.
So I got Warwick too.
I don't even know what Denby got.
All right. Last game, Minchville and Granby.
Hey, Coach Archie, I'm sorry. But what I just seen last week, I'm going to have to go with Minchville.
You're going with Minchville?
I'm going to have to go with Minchville.
You know what? I'm going to say Coach Archie going to be right game one. So
okay.
You got Minchville. I got Granby.
But, I think these are one of the winnable games for Granby this year. So I think, they might play Warwick too. I think those are like winnable games for Granby. I think they have to win those games.
Right.
So yeah, I'm going to go with Minchville.
So right now we got 4 games where we're not on, picking the same team. So we're going to see.
I think that Lake Teller Phoebus one. Yeah. That's going to be a real good game. I expect it to be a good one. I think it's going to be very hard nosed. To me, I think that's probably going to be the best game of week one. I think, or either that Lansdowne Salem game. Well, we got some matchups, man. Some good matchups. Who's your fantasy player?
Yeah. So this is the thing that a part of our show is we got a fantasy player of the week, just like you play fantasy football. We're gonna see we can pick that dynamic player.
Okay.
And I think I'm gonna go ahead and pick C.J. Beasley.
Okay.
Because I don't know how the quarterback situation gonna play out anymore. But you got a blanket guy. You got a guy that can tote the rock, guy that can catch it out the backfield.
You got Zeke Elliott back there.
So if you can get your quarterback comfortable with a running game, and depending on that running game, you can ease your quarterbacks in, whether it's Keandre or anybody else. I think C.J. Beasley is my fantasy pick.
You actually you took kind of my pick.
I
No, you can't, because you can't. No, because you kind of, because I'm like, okay, who's playing who this week? And I'm like, you know what? That's a good matchup for Maury.
I don't want to hear that. I took your
all right, so it's all good. So I'm gonna switch up a little bit.
Okay,
I'm gonna say Keandre. I'll say Keandre Lambert.
Oh, so somebody's bound to lose for real.
Yeah,
right. Because you know, if he throwing the ball or catching the ball, you know, he can double up on his stats. But
and that's my thing with Moore. Is, you know, is that QB situation. That was one of my preseason things to watch for them. Is how are they going to replace Avante Lawton at quarterback? Right. He was a really big part of that offense. Yep. And the thing when you take your best wide receiver and you move him to quarterback, if you have to do that, that's taking away a threat on the outside.
Right.
So
they still got a little. But they got Peel out there.
Still got Deshaun Peel.
They got Peel out there.
They had the Peel out there. So yeah.
But
I also had a dark horse. Man, I'm gonna add this in because this is a week one.
Hold on.
All right, go ahead. Do your thing. Go do your thing.
Because there's one twist to this that Jamaar don't know about.
Okay.
Your player that you pick, you cannot pick them for the rest of the season.
Okay. I can rock with that.
So he got Keandre.
I'll stay with Keandre.
So basically, Keandre and CJ Beasley would be off the board.
Okay.
At least for me, I can't pick CJ Beasley. He can't pick Keandre anymore. So all right. So if you wanna tell us your dark horse, that's up to you.
Actually, because I think this might be the best game. I say Gabe Fuster from Deep Creek.
Deep Creek.
I think he might have because they're playing Great Bridge. So I think this might be like a 15 tackle game.
Oh, you talking about the linebacker? Okay.
Yeah, 15 tackle game with him, something like that.
I can see that. So. But if you're coaching them up, they scheming for that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're scheming for that guy.
Well, we also, like you said, with Great Bridge, they were hit with attrition the last couple of years, so they ain't really have. I think one year they didn't even have a JV team, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll see, man. We'll definitely see about that. Any other games or what are games you looking for or looking towards? Other than Lansdowne, I know we said Lansdowne.
It looked like this. It looked like this week might be because I'll probably be in the area on Friday. It might be Northview, Nasman River. Okay, I mean that's a big D5 game. Mm-hmm. You talking about Cotton coming back. You talking about Nasman River with probably some high expectations. Right. With what they got going over there in the Southeastern District and at the D5 level. So I think if I'm not at the Salem Lansdowne game, I'll probably be at the Northview game.
Gotcha. You feel better being on this side of the mic rather than on the coaching side? Because I know you say you have some things you want to say as a coach that you know.
I mean, I feel better, but it's that time of the year when you're used to coaching. Yeah, it's like, man, and I'm around the kids, so like I said, I help out at the Zell, down to 757 Corruptors, but it's different. It's different, man. Just going by school, because I live right by Salem. You used to being over there 4 years, going to practice every day, going to coaches' meetings and hanging out with the staff. It's just different. Yeah. It is.
Gotcha. Just not hearing that click clack, it is different, man.
Yeah, it used to be on that field. But like I said, I had that conversation with you. I had a conversation with Coach Wilson, and some other people. To me, I felt like, I wasn't being true to myself because I was not saying certain things because I was coaching, and I was coaching at that level. Now it's all over. Yeah. If I feel like I'm gonna tweet it, I'm gonna come on the show and talk about it. We're gonna talk about it, and I'm gonna tell you how I really feel about it. If it comes to that, but I think during the podcast season, we'll talk about some topics.
Oh yeah, man, I'm definitely excited. Like I told you yesterday, man, I'm excited, man. It's like this, it's a little bit different, having somebody, weekly that I can debate with, and you're very knowledgeable. We've always talked and. We've done some things together. Very knowledgeable guy. Yeah. And, for me as a media person, I love speaking to coaches and learning, what you guys talk about in the locker room. How do you scheme for a certain, because, me as a fan or as a media person, I may think, okay, this guy's the best wide receiver, but you guys we don't need to worry about him. We scheme. This is how we scheme to control the game. So
we're going to talk about some of that. We had one of our topics talking about, the 4 to 5 stars, ratings and stuff like that. Right. And, we've had that conversation before about, when you go to a game and you're looking at a guy that's a 4-star, 3-star, whatever, and you go, well, they got a 4 or 3-star on the opposite side. Right. And they're not even matched up. Right.
Bingo.
So we're going to get into something.
You can't duck the smoke. If you 4 5-star, you gotta be ready for all the smoke, man.
That's what I say too, but it don't work out that way when it comes to game time. Yeah. For whatever reason that is,
It's coaching though. I mean, I got a dog. I'm a coach. I got a dog out there. He gonna check the dog.
That's what you would hope, but it don't work out like that.
But how really are you not saving your kid? Because if you're not challenging him now, when he's gonna get challenged in college.
But I can understand from a coaching aspect, that's not my scheme. My scheme is not to put my best cornerback on your best wide receiver all the time. You know, maybe I'm playing sides of the field, boundary, and all that stuff. But again, now when it's really time and you are matched up, whatever that might be by formation or whatever, who won the battle? Right. If you happen to be matched up and you got a 3-star corner and a 4-star wide receiver, or you got that DN 5-star defensive end and you got a 3-star offensive tackle, and they actually matched up. Who getting the win? Who's winning? You know, because then you know it's not going to happen on every play. You know, so but when it doesn't happen at all during the game, now I'm a little concerned. Like, there's no way we could have seen that matchup. Like, these are supposed to be the two best players arguably on the field at maybe their position, but we don't get to see them matched up one-on-one, even though they might not be playing, you know, man or whatever. But that's what I'm interested in. You know, if you at that level, I want to see you go up against another guy that's that good or better. Let's see how you really do, how you really compete day in, day out, down for down. You know, in that game, you know, because that's all you can go by. Film don't lie. That's what the coaches say. Right?
Think about it.
Film don't lie. So if you the 5-star defensive end and you up with, you know, the 1-star tackle, and you ain't get no sacks, no quarterback pressures, nothing. Right. They not double teaming you. It's just you and him 1-on-1. Right. Somebody need to be looking at that offensive tackle. Right. Right. Absolutely. Or, this ain't camp season. Yeah. Or you're not a 5-star. Right. Right. So.
Gotcha. Social media. If people want to find you on social media, where can they go?
Man, we talking about at 757 champs. We got at 757 D5 talk.
Okay.
You on the prep side.
Twitter, and this is Twitter.
That's Twitter.
Right?
That's Twitter.
You on Instagram yet?
Nah, I don't do. You know, Instagram for me is like.
I don't mess with Twitter, man. Twitter's like a whole new world out. That's a whole different world out there. People anything on Twitter. People can be anything on Twitter. Anything they can say anything. They just. That's true. And it's more of a it's more of a herd effect. I think it's more like people just once you get one topic that one person agrees, everybody just agrees to it. And I don't like Twitter. I'm an Instagram person.
Yeah, I like Twitter only because, you know, it's like you said, there's so much out there, so many people. You know, you got the comments, you got the retweets and stuff like that. So again, you know, that's what it is on that aspect. And you know, get it out there pretty quick. You know, in this generation, I want it right now. Well, I can get it to you. You know, right now. You know, we can have a conversation like right now, instantly. Right. So, but yeah, that's where I'm at.
Right, gotcha. And of course, you know, you can find me. I used to be on Facebook, but I got off that. Got off Twitter too. You can find me on Instagram, of course, I64 _ sports. That's our thing. So, other than that, man, I definitely enjoyed this one. I look forward to a long, prosperous season. A lot of good things you'll hear from us, and you know, episode 1.
No doubt.